What is going on, YouTube? So doing a little bit of hefty Olympic coverage today. It was a little bit fun to do last time. Watching today, wanted to come back and give my reaction to something that I thought was a little bit odd. One of the bigger, I guess, more controversial things that's happened so far in the Olympics. And that involves a North Korean athlete that had, from what I understand, a very, very, very rough day on the ice. Coming into the final days of speed skating of the Olympics, still had a 500 meter to take care of, and it was Jong Kwang Bom of North Korea. He ended up having not really a false start, but at the start of a race, he fell. And then while falling, the 17-year-old tried to essentially drag down the skater in front of him. That would be a skater from Japan who is Ryosuke Sakazume. And I just don't think, apparently they collided multiple times. The event itself I don't think was aired, so it's hard to find anything on that. But it emerged from photos today from South Korea, and just an interesting situation. I know the news emerged this morning, but I didn't see it here until recently. And just some pretty crazy stuff going on. The 500 meter, it was... I think it was during actual competition, and it wasn't a practice run or anything. Jong Kwang Bom ended up being eliminated, from what I understand, completely. And outside of even that fall that he had and then trying to pull the other skater down, he just fell again. He was falling through warm-ups. There was an article done on USA Today with it about how he didn't belong at the Olympics at all. Bleacher Report was covering it pretty heavily this morning, saying that it's not something that anyone's really ever seen before. Across the board, pretty crazy stuff going on. Also, the U.S. as a whole, I mentioned this in my past two videos that I was doing concerning Olympic hockey, and just in general, this has not been the greatest Olympics for the U.S. as a whole. Last night, Lindsey Vonn, and I wanted to talk about that for a brief second, did bring home a bronze medal in the downhill, which is cool because it's probably going to, I believe it's going to be her last event ever. There was also a press release, or a article released yesterday saying that she did not anticipate that she would be, participating in other Olympics. There's a 99.9% chance, I believe she said verbatim, that she is not competing in another Olympics, which makes sense. It was a huge comeback for her to come back from that massive injury she had a couple years ago on her leg, and to compete in her first Olympics since 2010 in Vancouver, which is really cool. Considering she was able to medal. I believe in her first event, had kind of a slip up on one of the final turns of downhill and ended up missing the podium completely when she was one of the favorites for gold. So ultimately getting to see her bring one medal back is a really cool sight. Like I said, I wanted to touch on that a bit too, letting her likely conclude her Olympic career on a good note. Now, the U.S. up to this point is at 16 total medals, 6 gold. I'm not sure if that includes the last thing I'm going to talk about here. Just thought it'd be a good thing to bridge into at the end, and that is the Olympic bobsled. I know that Elena Myers-Taylor, there we go, for one of the two U.S. bobsled teams that was in the final for the women's side of things. Looked like they had gold wrapped up with only one more sled left to go. They had the top time before. What is Matisse Yamanka? Germany ended up getting the gold with a pretty good run there at the end, and then it's still nice to see the U.S. bring home. It's either going to be the 16th or 17th medal, and the fourth or fifth silver, depending on how updated this medal count is. and if this was a live event going on or not that I'm watching right now. As a whole, again, the U.S. tied for 4th place in the medal count right now, tied with the Netherlands. Dutch obviously getting a pretty hefty boost from speed skating. Norway running away with the medal count right now in general, both gold and the overall lead with 13 golds and 33 total. Canada is in 3rd with 21 total, and then Germany is in 2nd with 24. Again, 9 less than Norway. But anyway, like I said, wanted to cover the 3 biggest things that I saw happen the last 2 days or so. With the Olympics coming to the end as a whole, wanted to get a few reactions in before the entire thing concludes. I'll probably talk a little bit about the U.S.-Canada game tonight, but we'll get to that when that comes around. But anyway, that is pretty much it. So yeah.